Welcome, everybody, to episode 6 of Brew Review University. I am Jennifer, and this is Donnie. We will be your hosts today. See, I did that. I didn't say co-host. I gave you props and
Oh,
said
yes,
host
finally,
today.
yes.
Yeah,
Finally, yes.
It'll be short-lived. He'll be back to co-host next episode. But anyways... before we get started, Donnie has to do his disclaimer, so here he is.
Children, if you are not of drinking age and not 21 in California, it's time to go do something else. This show is definitely not for you, and you need to go do something else now. So anyway, as we get...
Quiet! Class is in session. You're not allowed to continue just rambling on. You're just supposed to do the disclaimer, and that is it.
Sorry.
See? Follow the rules already. But anyway, so for today we do have a special segment for today. So I will let Donnie do his hosting duties.
So we've added a new segment to the show. And every once in a while, we're going to do a new segment. This segment is called Average Joe. So, today's Average Joe, please take a seat now. So, I'm going to have Jen tell you what today is.
All right, so today is National Armed Forces Day here in the U.S. So this is a day to pay tribute to the men and women who serve the U.S. Armed Forces. And just a little fact about that, this day was created in 1949, and it was to replace separate Army, Navy, and Air Force days. So they wanted to combine them all together. But I do believe I did read in there that the Marines didn't want to join in there, so they still celebrate their own special Marines, yeah. Sorry.
So let's tell you who our Average Joe is. And he's going to tell you exactly who he is.
Hi, my name is Private First Class Bruce George Bent II. I'm a United States Army. I'm an 11 Bravo infantryman from Fort Bliss, El Paso, Texas. Not the greatest base, but man, 1st Armored Division treats us good.
Well, we appreciate
We
you being on the show and
appreciate you.
everything that
Yes.
you do for
Yes.
Thank you all for y'all
government.
support.
What are you drinking there, Mr. Average Joe?
I'll be completely honest.
Let me tell you what you're drinking there. First of all, let me tell you, do you like it?
I love it. It's perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what you're drinking. You're drinking King Sue. This is from Toppling Goliath. They are out of...
Oh, here you go. You can't pronounce it. Don't turn to me.
Okay, so anyway, it is a 7.8 ABV and a 100 IBU. Do you taste the IBU in there? Is it really bitter, or is it smooth as silk, like I think?
It's smooth. It's completely smooth.
Very smooth.
There's like there's a bite to it, but it's not an overbearing bite.
Yes. Yes. So this has got mango and orange in it. Very juicy. It's a double IPA. This is 124,000 check-ins, and it still rates a 4.35 out of 5, if you can believe that. I do, because it's fantastic.
I said it's definitely one you can take to a party, and I think everybody will enjoy. No matter their pick of beer, everybody will enjoy this. 100%.
Yes. Absolutely.
Surprisingly, I haven't tried it.
Really?
He won't share it. He won't share it with me, so, you know.
Oh, sharing's caring. Come on.
Well, I'll just sneak one when he's not looking.
So, when we were thinking about this show, we were thinking about having an exclusively Mexican lager show because it was Cinco de Mayo. What's today?
I think like the 15th, 16th.
15, 16. But we were initially thinking about a Mexican lager day for Cinco de Mayo. But we decided, let's just do a lager day instead. So that's what we decided to do, and that's what we're going to do. So, let's first up.
I don't know, because you changed this whole episode on me, so
I'm going to tell you what's first up.
Idea what beers
This
are
is
coming.
Thorn Brewing. And let me just tell you, we were at Thorn Brewing this past weekend.
Yes,
Actually, not this weekend. This week. We were at Thorn Brewing this weekend in San Diego. Nice, mellow environment. Very, very good beer. If you go to their Mission Hills location, you can play, what's that game?
Skee ball. I was about ready to kick the little girl off, but he wouldn't let me kick her off, so I couldn't play.
Yeah. So you could do that. You can play your skee ball there. Just as we're pouring this, I'm going to tell you this is a 4.5 ABV and a 12 IBU, 3,737 check-ins. Still rates a 3.50. This is considered a Mexican lager. So nice, easy, up, straight drinker. Very good. This is what the can looks like here. With your little raccoon riding the bicycle, which is kind of what, I don't know that I necessarily look like a raccoon, but.
Sometimes you do.
What does that mean?
Well, if I say it on the air, then we might have the police come in or something.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well,
what does that mean?
I wasn't going. I'm gonna say it, whatever.
So anyway, let's go ahead and try this now. We'll set this up, and are you saying I don't look like a raccoon when I do this? Yeah.
No.
All right. So
Another
anyway,
animal comes into mind.
Tiger maybe. No tiger either.
No, let's just drink this. Get this show going.
All right. So let's bottoms up this on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Salud.
Yeah, very simple.
Yeah, it's easy, smooth.
Very easy drinker. Crushable. Would you say average Joe?
Absolutely. I'd say if anything, it tastes more similar to a Coors Light, but it definitely has more apparent flavor to it as opposed to just being watered down.
Don't like that.
That's the beauty of craft beer.
Yes.
You know, you get the full malt effect and full flavor, full body, I should say, of everything in this drink. Doesn't taste manufactured, mass produced. You can actually get good flavor out of this.
Yeah, it's got an absolute unique flavor to it. It's something that I've never tasted in anything else I've drank ever.
So, that being said, this rates a 3.50 on Untapped out of 5. What would you rate it?
It sounds just hysterical, but 5, just because of the fact that it goes down easy. It's relatable to a cheap beer, but it's a craft beer. And it's something that you could take to a party, everybody would take one look at and be like, what's that? And the moment they taste it, it's something they've tasted before with more flavor. Something that I think you could get the whole party into.
Absolutely. I'd have to agree. Very easy drinker. Anybody can drink it. By you saying it's a 5, I would have to somewhat agree because it is multi-personable. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to the next one. Let's see what you think.
Okay.
So we're going to move on to Los Angeles Ale Works. It's called Dead Cowboy. This is a red lager.
And we also, on this one, we did do a review on Instagram, Facebook, of this beer, and that went out a few weeks ago. So we have yet to do the Thorn review, but we did do a different Thorn on Instagram, just not this flavor.
I say I already like the color of it. It's got that that amber look to it.
This is considered a red lager. So I'm gonna put this up here in our in our close shot here so you can see what the can looks like and what the color is. But let me tell you a little bit about this beer. This one is a 5.5 ABV. It doesn't have an IBU on it. I would say, gosh, very simple to drink, 20 or less as far as the bitterness unit goes. It's got 696 check-ins, which is hardly any, really. But it still rates a 3.60. So they are at Hawthorne, California. Los Angeles Airworks is. And let's do this. Let's see what you think, Mr. Average Joe. Hold on a second. Let's bring this over here. We'll put this up here. All right. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Craft.
Yeah.
100% craft.
I'm not. There's very few lagers that I like, so.
I gotta say, second one that tastes like it's a familiar taste, but again, it's got that craft end to it. It's reminiscent, I'd say, of Budweiser.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
One of my favorite classic old beers, but it definitely has more of a full-bodied flavor to it.
I what's really funny is you've related very common beers, Budweiser, Coors, which really does bring about your average Joe.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and that's why this is why we love and we brought this segment into it, which is, gosh, he just related to you 2 different beers that do relate to these, but a different version, the craft version, the more tasty version. So if you're not into craft beer, your average Joe is telling you, go out and try these because you're missing out. You truly are missing out. So
I say this is a gateway beer. You start here and then you don't stop. Like, there's always going to be something better.
absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to get into a hefty right now. And I say hefty only because it is a giant company. Well, I should say in California and across the United States, if you can get it. But this is from Russian River. It's called Velvet Glow. Most people are familiar with Pliny the Elder or Pliny the Younger. If you're one of the few elite that can get Pliny the Younger. I tried this year, couldn't do it. But we're gonna try this. This is Velvet Glow. We did actually do a small review of this on our old show. But wow, look at that color compared to that's a way different color.
I love that golden color it does carry. Yeah, I've tried Pliny Elder. That was amazing. Like one of the most full-bodied flavored beers I'd had ever.
That Pliny the Elder is a double IPA. Mm-hmm. Outstanding. Have you had any other Russian River beers?
Just Pliny.
Just Pliny.
Mm-hmm. And thank my awesome father-in-law for that one, because I don't really venture past what I can pick up at the Walmart beer section or the closest liquor store.
Hey, they are, widening their beer selection.
They truly are. They truly are.
They're widening it a little bit.
Try telling El Paso, Texas that one. I can't pick it. I can't pick anything up past Pabs or Dos Equis. I've been
Maybe
with.
hasn't ventured out to make the change, but it's changing out here.
I lived in Oregon for 4 years. The amount of craft beer up there, oh man, I tell you what, that was ridiculous. That was a good step into a better direction.
Yeah, definitely. Texas is definitely a little bit, as far as craft beer goes, maybe a little bit behind than here.
Your average Texan calls Pabs or Dos Equis craft beer. And I'm just like, no, my friend, that is not.
So anyway, let's go with, let me just describe this real quick before we actually do this. This is Russian River Velvet Glow. They're out of Santa Rosa, California. It's a 4.75 ABV. Again, very light. And a 20 IBU, which is actually very drinkable. This has got 4,097 check-ins and rates a 3.79 on Untapped. She is...
Cray Jen on Untapped.
I am WSMC 592 on Untapped, and you can check us out. We do beer reviews on there, or you can check us out on our weekly Instagram at Brew Review University, and we do review beers there a lot in detail about what you're getting.
Colorful pictures, they gotta be pretty, you know.
So, anyway, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. So good. Clean,
What the hell you doing, boy?
crisp.
Now I know why you don't share that one at all, because that's actually the first time I've had it.
So you brought the right person on the show for this select amount of beers. That is reminiscent of Dos Equis, which I do prefer on a good Friday night. But once again, Dos Equis is, I feel, watered down. This one carries that like aftertaste you get from Dos Equis. It carries it all the way through, all the way into the end. Like from start to finish, it tastes like a good beer.
Yes,
And-
absolutely.
And
I agree. 100%. Velvet Glow. If I'm going to share a beer with someone who is a what I would call just an average Joe drinker, this is usually what I'll bring out. I'll bring out the Velvet Glow, and we'll pour a glass, and this is what we'll drink. I love this. It's an easy drinker. I could drink this all day long. Very simple. Mm-hmm. So, cheers, Mr. Average Joe.
Cheers.
Let's
Yeah, to all you other Joes out there, you know, we make fun of the Air Force for drinking all their fancy wines and whatnot. This stuff, everything we've tasted so far, tastes so similar to your average Bud, Dos Equis, and you name it, and Coors Light coming right out of the freezer at Walmart. We can drink this stuff, and we can put the Air Force to shame. So, to all you other guys out there.
So, our last beer of the night is going to be Radiant Beer Company. It's called Sun Spangles. It's an amber ale / lager. Amber lager. It's a 5.4 ABV. The IBU isn't stated on here, but 20 or less. I'm just going to say 20 or less. This definitely is has German Munich malts in it. They're out of Anaheim, California. This particular beer, believe it or not, only has 60 check-ins. If you can believe that. That's 60 check-ins. That's a very, very new beer. But I can tell you, I've had this, our techs have had this, and love it. This rates a 3.90, and it is just, it's just an amazing drink. I love it. Let's, I'm going to pour this, one for myself. One for myself. Just kidding.
I'm just drinking out of the can.
And one for myself.
I think we call that a shotgun. Ooh, that's also a beautiful
So-
color.
This is what it looks like here. Right here. If you can catch the front of that. It says Radiant Beer Company on the front, if you can't see that on our screen, but it is Sun Spangled, or Sun Spangles, but it is a amber lager. Again, it rates a 3.90 on Untapped. I truly think I probably will rate this a little bit higher than that because it does go down smooth, very easy to drink. I love it. Yeah, it's just one of those beers that is very simple to drink. There. Let's do that.
I think you just like the name on this one, Sun Spangles.
So, you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Very tasty all the way around.
That's a unique one. I haven't tasted something like that.
Tell us what you think about that. What do you get out of that?
The initial drink and body of it, nothing I've tasted so far. The aftertaste, Budweiser.
All I can do right now is put on a brave face and go out there and be their leader.
It's over. We are screwed.
It tastes like Budweiser on the aftertaste. Everything else, though, nothing I've tasted so far. Like, no craft beer, no regular beers, nothing. That's a unique flavor.
So are you getting, and here's what, in most red you get caramel, a caramelish flavor, or some sort of very smooth brownish flavor. Are you getting that out of that?
I am. It definitely has, like, I don't know how to put it, maybe like an oaky flavor to it, like a little bit of a...
I call that flavor piney.
Yeah, it's definitely something I haven't tasted before, so I honestly have no comparison to it. Nothing I can really relate to it.
Okay, so that being said, what do you think of that? Is that a... It rates a 3.90 on Untapped. Here you go. Here's the rest of this can here. This rates a 3.90 on Untapped out of 5. Go ahead and take another drink of that. I want you to take another drink of that. Not out of the can. No, not out of the can.
That's taboo around here with this one. You at least use the red soda.
My bad. I'm so used to just grabbing the can. Whoop, right down the head.
So, it rates a 3.90. Tell me what you get out of that completely. I want to know, because I'm going to rate this probably a 4.0, just right off the top. I can tell you, this is an outstanding amber lager, and it just, great body, great. It's kind of a light medium body to it. Mm-hmm. Red caramel flavors to it, but yet does have that light lager taste to it.
I can smell that caramel.
Tell me what
flavor.
you think.
I can smell the caramel almost. Definitely, it's that light lager flavor is the big winner there. The fact that it's not overbearing. All these, especially this one, that not being like an overbearing bite or overbearing like bitter is what gives, I think all 4 of these would be a winner at like any party you went to.
Absolutely.
For somebody or peoples that didn't drink craft beer. You could introduce any of these at a party, and I think anybody would grab one out of the cooler, drink it up, and then you'd see it in their hand all night.
Absolutely. And that's why we truly brought this segment to our show, and it just happened to be, what day is it, honey?
Armed Forces Day.
Armed Forces Day. So, being Armed Forces Day, we have...
Proud First Class Bruce George Bennett II.
So, we thank you for coming in. We appreciate your Average Joe talk about the beers we presented you today, and just to give us a good example of Average Joe, what Average Joe thinks of these beers.
I usually take a 30 rack of Pabst Blue Ribbon to a party. I could take any one of these to a barbecue. I could see anybody holding one all night.
Nice.
Well, if you ever
nice.
go to a
That's
party
what we like
with
to.
us, this is the stuff we have in our cooler.
Yes.
and,
come
and the cooler does not leave our side because we don't share.
come to our cooler. Come to our cooler. You can have whatever you want. Yeah, serving our country,
Right.
you can have whatever you want.
Thank you for having me, and I thank you for the appreciation.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that show. We just have some usual business to take care of, and then more drinking at the end. But anyways, if you're a musician, an artist, have some other talent you'd like to showcase on our show, we would love to have you guys up here. And if you're a brewery, we would love to just showcase an episode of just your beers. We have done that a few times now. We are willing to go out on location, or we can just do it inside here in our studio. Or if you're just an average Joe and would like to sit next to me, remember, you see, you get to sit next to me. See, no, not this one. But anyways, if you would just like to sit up here and sample what we're having and discuss beers, you're more than welcome to come out on the show. And also remember too that if you are following the old page, make sure you're following Brew Review University, IG, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube. We actually have double of what we had last time.
And you can subscribe here. Okay, go on.
Oh my gosh. See, that's why you just got back to co-host in the next episode. So there you go. You just demoted yourself. But anyways, and it made me lose my train of thought. So please make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing, following, and so forth. We do have about 4 to 6 weekly reviews that do go out on IG and to Facebook. So make sure you guys are checking those out. They're usually very detailed, vibrant pictures. We try to do our best, use our imagination, and just get those pictures out there and so forth. But thank you again for coming on the show. Hope we didn't give you guys
Armed Forces Day, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you guys for having me, and thank you for the appreciation.
You're very welcome. So that's all I have.
So, as we end the class,
You have one.
we want you to raise your glass and cheers.
Cheers. See you next time.
See you next time.